All right, well, it may not feel like it, but we're closing in on fall, and before it cools down, you'll want to take the proper steps to make sure that those pests on the outside can't get inside your home. Here to help us protect your home and our homes in general is Mark Vanderwerp. He's the manager of education and training for Rose Pest Solution. Would you call yourself just a moment ago?
I'm an entomologist. I'm a board certified entomologist, so bug nerd.
Bug nerd.
You can call me that.
That's what he says, but it sounds like we're going to go with the board certified entomologist. So what are some of the things that we need to concern ourselves with as we cool off?
So there's certain pests that like to enter structures primarily in the fall, and we call those overwintering pests. And for the most part, they're not causing any damage or harm. So things like box elder bugs, the new and exciting brown marmorated stink bug, which has just been around for the last couple of years in this area, Asian lady beetle. Some of these things are literally just trying to find a a protected place to spend the winter. They don't want to be inside your structure per se, but things like wall voids and attics, which do cool down but don't get lethal, are perfect.
Okay, and so how do we keep these guys out? You have some things here, and some of these that might just be lying around the house already.
Yeah, so we have a broad range of tools. Most of the stuff is pretty easy to come by. A quick trip to the hardware store and a few bucks can get you most of this stuff. Basically, the concept here is most people's homes are not pest proof. So bugs can walk right into them. A lot of times rodents can walk right into them. You look at a house and hey, that looks pretty solid. But if you're this big, boy, you see wide open doors all over the place. So the point here is just to seal some of those openings. And a lot of this stuff is easy to do. If you've never sealed a structure before, there's obviously a little bit of a learning curve. Certain things aren't supposed to be sealed. So like weep holes and that kind of thing, structures are designed to breathe a little bit. If you're not sure, you can always seal it with a breathable material. So things like pot scrubbers, you know, easy to come by. Most people have them laying around. Even if it's used, you can still use it. So instead of throwing it away, use it to stuff a little gap in the wall.
Right, and we're actually showing some video of someone actually putting some of that around, for instance, the little hole where the air conditioning unit goes into the house. And those are places that people pay a lot of attention to.
Right, yeah. So to pest-proof a house, generally you have to get down on your hands and knees, take a good look at little seams and crevices. Usually, yeah, it's utility penetration, so you know, pipe, electrical, plumbing, and then also elements of construction coming together. So where siding kind of meets, where brick and window meets, this kind of thing.
Okay, so what else do we have here? We only have a few seconds left.
We're cruising, yeah. So for real little gaps, things like caulks and sealants, beautiful, a little bit bigger. You can stuff it, you know, take a material, and you can use a putty knife to stuff it in there. If you got even bigger seams, you know, some of this foam type material, which is used for pipe insulation, can tuck right into those. And
then there's great stuff which will fill even larger voids.
Yes. Now this is a beautiful product, but it is often misused and abused. So a lot of people try to use this to seal rodents out. Doesn't work so great. They'll chew right through it. If you want to seal rodents out, you really want a thicker hardware cloth, kind of a screen material that you can cut out, bend to the area first, and then you can hold it in place with a foam if you want to.
Thank you so much for joining us.